Hi friends, it's Trisha at Trisha Stamps, and I'm going to be making a quick card today with the Flowering Tulips stamp set, which is carrying over from our January to June mini catalog into our new annual catalog. And I'm just going to pull that up here, and then I'm also going to be using some of the beautiful paper that is not carrying over, the Flowering Fields. I'm really sorry to see this go because it's so beautiful, although there are some really beautiful florals in the new annual catalog as well, but I'm going to be using some of this up to make a card today. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm in the mini catalog January to June. That's still good through the end of this month, through June, page 15 and 16. So the Flowering Tulips Bundle here and the Flowering Fields 12 by 12 DSP. All right, so what I've got is a piece of garden green cardstock that I have just made into an A2 card base. And then I have a piece of the DSP, and I know you guys can see in the catalog, but just to get another look, this is what I have left here. It's just so pretty. You've got this large scale tulip and this really pretty like painted sky. This is a smaller scale, whole field of tulips in all different colors. I love this green check background. That's such a pretty background. And then this kind of solid orangey color. And then one that's predominantly purple. You've got some rich razzleberry and some Highland heather in there. Really pretty painted background. I love this dot. And then the painted red sky in the background. And then this one, which has the tulip fields that sort of go in perspective here from near to far. So, and then the painted blue-green background there. So just beautiful, beautiful papers. And what I've done is from this first large scale one, I've just cut a panel that's going to fit right on the front of my card base. So this is 4 by 5 1/4. And that'll be my background. The other thing I've done to prepare is I have cut with my Stylish Shapes dies that are new in the new annual catalog. I have just cut a stitched circle that I'm going to use on there as well. So let's get this piece. Looks like I might not have cut this. I might need to go another 1/8 of an inch this way. I think I cut it just 1/8 wrong. So let me trim that down. Just so it fits a little bit more even. There we go. So I've got a little circle, and then I'm going to be stamping the sentiment on the circle and then creating some flowers to kind of nestle around my circle and just do a simple card. So to create the flowers, I'm just going to get a piece of white scratch paper, and I'm going to stamp on my Stampin' Pierce mat. And I'm going to do my flowers in Blushing Bride and Poppy Parade. And I believe those are the colors that are in here. So let's see how they look. I'm going to test them out a few different ways. So there's 2 steps to each flower. I've got them mounted on separate blocks. So I'm going to do the Poppy Parade for this step, which I'm kind of going backwards. Usually I do the lighter ink first and then the darker. But with the Blushing Bride, I find it really hard to see and to line up. So I'm just going to start with the Poppy Parade and go backwards and see how it works. And then I'm going to do the same thing with like the medium size flower. Start with the darker portion. And then let's see, for the most closed of my tulips, I'll stamp that one as well. So there's those 3 in the Poppy Parade. And now for my second step on this one, let's do Blushing Bride and see how it looks. That's pretty. I wonder if it would look better if I stamped off the Poppy Parade if it was not quite so intense. Would that be enough? Let me just try that once to just stamp it off. Nope, that didn't come out so good. Let me try again. Just not sure that's going to be quite enough color for me. And I'm going to, yeah, I don't like that quite as much. Although, God, that Poppy Parade seems really dark. Hopefully it lightens up when it dries. I'm 99% sure that that's the color that is supposed to be. I know this isn't Sweet Sorbet because this paper came out before the Sweet Sorbet did, but let's see if that looks better, just to test it out while we're working. So I'm going to clean my stamp off a little bit, and I'm going to try that first layer in Sweet Sorbet instead, and then the second layer in the Blushing Bride, and see if I like that any better. Can you guys tell a difference? Let's see. It's really not that different, is it? And they're all pretty, so it doesn't really matter too much. I was just testing some different options out. I suppose you could do either one. So let's go to the second layer of this one, which, where did I put that guy? Is right here. That one kind of looks like a heart, and it just nestles right there in those two. And then my smallest one, the Blushing Bride in. So now I've got kind of a grouping of those. Let's close those up. So just to show you on the stamp set what I've done. So the largest one is a combination of these two stamps. You can kind of tell by looking at them which go together. And then this smallest one is a combination of these two stamps. And then this one that looks like it's kind of coming open is this one with like the heart-shaped one on the inside. So I've done this in Poppy Parade, this in Blushing Bride, Poppy Parade, Blushing Bride, Poppy Parade, Blushing Bride. So hopefully that makes sense. Then I'm going to move on to some leaves. And for the leaves, I'm going to do some Granny Apple Green and some Garden Green. Garden Green is one of the old style pads, and I think I'm kind of due for a new one. See if I can fit one more of these guys on here. So I've got couple different shades of leaves. I think what I'm going to do for these larger leaves that are real open, I think I'm going to take the smaller leaf shape, stamp it off, and then put that inside of there just to fill it in a little bit, just so I get a little bit of lighter shade in the background and it's a little more solid. Okay, that's pretty. I like that a lot. So now I am going to go run all of this through the die cutting machine. And as this is drying, now I'm really noticing the difference. This is the Sweet Sorbet, and this is the Poppy Parade. So you can really see how much later the Sweet Sorbet dries up compared to the Poppy Parade. And they're both really pretty. I'm going to cut them both out and just see which one I like, but they all go really nicely together. So I'm going to head over to the die cutting machine, and I'll be back in a bit. Okay, I'm back and I've die cut all my pieces, and I need to add the centers to those flowers, so I'm going to do that with just a little bit of black, and I'm just going to tuck those little stamen in, or whatever those are called. Really finishes off the flower and makes it pop. Okay, and then the last little bit of stamping that I want to do is on my white card. And I don't know if I want to do that in green or black. I'm thinking I'll do that in black also. Okay. So I am using the sentiment that says, oh, this is from a different stamp set. I'm going to use the sentiment from this stamp set that says, wishing you all the happiness that you can imagine. That is from Happiness Abounds from the new annual catalog. And we're just going to ink that up in our tuxedo black ink. And give that a stamp right in the middle of our circle there. Okay. Get my ink pads out of the way so I don't get my projects all inky. And then we can start to assemble this card. So I'm going to put a little seal on the back. And just create a little panel here with, oops, with even border all around, which I did not do very well here on my green. I think I must have miscut this green paper. Might have to trim that off, but okay, that's all right. And then I want to pop this up on some dimensionals over here. I'm just going to throw a couple dimensionals behind that guy. And I do want my sentiment to be straight. So that's what I'm trying to line up, is that these words are horizontal. And then let's arrange our flowers kind of around. We've got kind of a lot of space at the bottom of the sentiment there, so I don't know, maybe like so, something like that. And then we'll tuck our leaves in around the edges. So, you know, where the flower is not on top of the circle, I need to have dimensional. And then where it is on top of the circle, I can just have a little bit of the seal. And then we can pop that up. Do the same thing for this one. If that's going to go about like that, I need dimensional on this side. Oops, not hanging over the edge, Trish. Try that again. And a little seal on this side. And I'm going to tuck that one in like that, I think. And then this one is going to go under the circle, I think. Just kind of like that. And then our leaves, you know, I think the leaves look too big to me whole, so I think I'm going to cut them in half and just tuck them like that. I think that's a little better. So I'm going to take my edges of my dimensionals so that they're not quite as thick and they fit into these skinny parts of the leaf better. And we will tuck that, I don't know, maybe like that. And maybe we'll put a dark one over there too. Layer them up. Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's put a little bit of dimensional on that guy. Tuck him in. Okay. Find homes for our other little leafy pieces. Where do I want that? Down there, maybe? Tuck that down there. Yeah. Put it over a little bit. There we go. I think I like it over to this side a little better. So going to slide that in, and you can see when you tuck those cut edges of the leaves in, you get double duty out of each leaf, which is kind of nice. Trying to see if I need another one over there. Up a little higher. I might need to cut the corner of that guy off to make it fit right. I like that, yeah. So let's put a little piece of dimensional back behind that guy. Pretty. And maybe I'm going to be done. I think I like that. We've got an odd number of leaves and an odd number of the flowers. I did end up going, you can see that's the Sweet Sorbet with the Blushing Bride. I did end up doing the Poppy Parade, and as that's drying out, I really like that with the background. So I'm glad that we tested it out, but I can save those other flowers and leaves for other projects. And let's see. Okay, just for a little hint of fun, I am going to bring in the Expressions in Ink ephemera pack, which also did not carry over, but I have a couple sheets of these beautiful gold foil die cuts left. They're so pretty and they can be used in so many different ways. So I think I'm just gonna add a little bit of pretty gold bling to this by tucking those leaves in. And I'm just gonna put some seal on the back, on the base of these. Try not to tear it. Come on. Come on up. Might have been better off using my, might have been a little better off using my seal, or my green glue, but there, that worked. And then we'll do the same thing over here. Okay, I'm making a mess of this. And where's my green glue? Well, I can't find it, so I'm just going to use a dot of liquid glue here. And I'm just going to tuck that in down there. And it just adds just a little bit of extra something, a little extra sparkle to that pretty card. That is so beautiful. I love it. I absolutely love it. So all I'm going to do is add a little white panel on the inside. So I'll put a little liner piece in here and my card will be done. Let's go ahead and, oops, here's my seal. There it is. Put a little seal on the corners. And there is a beautiful project using up my Flowering Tulips paper and stamp set. Love them. So grab this paper while you still can. It's going to be gone at the end of June. I just think it's so phenomenally pretty. Love it, love it. All right, thanks for joining me today. You can check the description box below for these products, and you can still grab them, like I said, until the end of June. So click on over to my shop if you'd like to grab them, and of course subscribe and hit the notification bell if you would like to follow me for more projects and inspiration. Thanks so much. Have a great day.